All right, everybody. Welcome to Old News with Flint Dibble, and I am Flint Dibble. What is up next? What is up next is we need to sift through some fake archaeology memes, or one fake archaeology meme. Um, Reminded me a bit of this cat right here. One of my members or patrons shared this with me recently, and I had not seen it before, and they asked me to debunk it, and I thought, hmm. Oh, Franklin, that was not a giant orange pencil. That was the prism. It held a prism that would reflect back the laser. Okay, what is going on here? Ecuador, Mesopotamia, distance between both is 8,062 miles. Why do these look so similar? Is there a root civilization that influenced ancient Ecuador and Mesopotamia? Is that what's going on? Do you think that's what's going on? Could this Am I wrong? Is there an Atlantis somewhere that we don't know about? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, all right. I found another version of this meme, which helps us dig in deeper. This one from Ecuador is from the Father Kresby collection. And that's the key to debunking this meme. Because Jason Kolivito has written on Carlo Kresby, Father Carlo Kresby. The link is in the description below. And he didn't really want to debunk this meme. Notice it's the exact same thing. This one's from Egypt and this one's from Ecuador. They look exactly the same. There must be linked. Man, Ecuador really must have been Atlantis. I don't know why Graham Hancock doesn't go to Ecuador. Have you ever asked him why he's really got to go to Ecuador? You know? And it turns out that these are all modern replicas. These are modern replicas that were gifted to Father Kresby. And he didn't really know much of the difference, or if he did, who knows? He passed away 50 years ago or so. And people went there. They saw these replicas, and in particular, he became famous due to one dude, Eric von Donakin, who went and visited him and apparently saw some gold and published a book, The Gold of the Gods. And in this, he described going to this artificial cave created by aliens that was filled with gold and all this kind of stuff. And then guess what? A few years later, after it was debunked in Der Spiegel, he admitted that he was lying about it. Because this is how pseudo archaeology works. They're frauds and liars. They make up shit that the public gets fascinated by. And then sometimes they get caught and they admit that they're lying. And then later on, he went and said, no, I wasn't making that up. It was true. And it's like, so look, there's a lot of evidence that Carlo Krespe's artifacts, some of them were legit, many of them were modern replicas of materials from Egypt and elsewhere. If you just look at this lovely little gold one, I mean, come on, look at those cats. Doesn't that look so ancient Egyptian? Oh, I meant ancient Atlantean. I mean, come on. So, and Donakin was told that these were fakes. And in fact, this guy Moritz told him that, and he just didn't care. He went crazy. He photographed everything. He took pictures, and now they've become memes all over the internet because of this odd, eccentric collection by Carlo Kresby and, of course, von Donakin, and then the power of modern social media. So when you see things that look too good to be true, they're probably not true. Now, this is part of a larger group of meme that I like to call handbags of the gods. I did not coin the term. I'm not sure if this actually comes from Hancock and Magicians of the Gods or if it came from Donakin. I really don't know. But everybody's like, oh my God, these handbags, they look so similar. And it's like, dude, this Egyptian one is clearly not a handbag. He's holding an ankh. There's no bag there. Why is this even in the meme? Or maybe this one from Göbekli Tepe. I've covered this in my interview with Professor Lee Clare, the field director at Göbekli Tepe. There's a really good explanation for this, which is sometimes when things look similar, they're actually different. Just like pyramids look similar, they were built in different ways in different times around the world. We know this by studying their construction and their relationship to local archaeology, local architecture, and local monuments. They just look vaguely similar. This is what's called hyperdeusionism, where it's like this thing over here kind of looks like that thing over there. So therefore, they must have the same origin. And it's like, no, they don't. So, like, a good one is these handbags on Pillar 43 of Göbekli Tepe. As Oliver Dietrich has written, one of the excavators there, at the top, there's 3 rectangular objects with cupola-like arches on their tops. Every one of these objects is accompanied by an animal. You can see these animal right here and here and here, right? Added on the arch. The meaning of these images is hard to guess, but they probably represent the enclosures themselves, those lovely stone circles at Göbekli Tepe, during their time of use as seen from the side. The rectangular part represents their perimeter walls, while the cupolas indicate roofs, which they now have evidence, as Lee Clare shared with me, for clear roofs over those enclosures. So you couldn't even see the sky from inside them. As usually, depictions of one animal species seem to dominate in every enclosure. So therefore, the animal next to these arches would be the animal that each of those enclosures is associated with. So what we're seeing here are not handbags, but a stylized image of Göbekli Tepe itself on one of the pillars from Göbekli Tepe. Makes a lot of sense. Handbags don't make much sense. Why are they keeping a wild boar in their purse? I mean, I know some people keep like chihuahuas and cats in their purses, but I don't think you're keeping like a wild boar in your purse. So yeah, that's hyperdiffusionism. That meme has been debunked. Okay, what is up next as we sift through some archaeology news? Are you tired of all the news? There's just so much going on in the news. Like, look at the size of this ancient Roman shoe. This is what we're here with for old news with Flint Dibble. We're gonna look at this shoe that apparently perplexes archaeologists. Or does it?
We're not perplexed at all, in fact.
Beyond that, we're gonna look at how shifts in the magnetic poles tens of thousands of years ago that ancient humans and Neanderthals adapted to. Or what about the Antikythera device? Is it a computer?
Had to rethink the history of technology completely as a result of this single object.
We're gonna look at the shipwreck that it's from, and finally, we're gonna check out some of the most amazing boar feasts that ever happened 10,000 years ago in Southwest Asia. Stay tuned for the very first episode of Old News with Flint Dibble. And I'm Flint Dibble. See you soon.